Brad and Christina, Nicole. Juan is around the corner, and Hannah is on her way. Good. So everybody, I'm so happy to see you live and in person, as well as live through the live stream. We are live on video. I just want to share before we begin, I went to see a performance last night. Yes, I see. Hi, good to see you, Michelle. I went to go see a play last night down at the Latino Cultural Center, Origins. The Caramia Theater Company, who I love, is performing down there. I wanted to give a shout out to them. All right, it's windy out here, isn't it? You may want to do any adjustments that you need to make. It is not a formal session, okay? The adjustments are very important. So find your own adjustments. Well, let's begin. Go ahead, let's begin. Let's welcome some friends passing through. You are now live. Yeah. Nicole, it's a little different than years ago, no? A little crazy. A little nuts. It's wonderful. Plant your feet down. Take your hands together.
I know why you chose the space.
Yeah. Remind yourself what we're doing. It's not just an exercise routine or calisthenics. We are yoking our breathing and our attention in the body. So plant your feet down. Allow yourself to be present wherever you were earlier this morning, this week, this season, your lifetime, whatever arises in memory. Take a big breath. And with an exhale, allow yourself to be present for just a moment. And whatever you anticipate, whatever you expect or plan, take a big breath. Release that grasp and allow yourself to be present. Take your hands up in the sky. Inhale up. Exhale it wide. Inhale it over the ground. Make a fist. Hold your breath in. Take your hands together and exhale. Beautiful. Inhale it wide. Palms are up. The hands press. My elbows straighten. I take a big breath in. May all beings everywhere share this practice. All beings everywhere know the peace at the center of creation. I take a big breath in. And I exhale. I take my hands low. I bend my knees. I melt my hands down. I touch the ground. My knees are bent. Everything we do is easy. We start from a balance, an alignment, a strength, a stability, and a wholeness. That starting place we carry with effortless effort into the next poses. Take a big breath here. Lift the face once. Release the face down. Stack your hands on your knees and press your arms straight. Yes. Can you bend your knees? Can you bend your ankles and keep those feet flat, toes down? I am straightening my elbows and I'm pulling my tailbone back. I'm lifting my heart up. My jaw relaxes. The pose, the name of this pose is Utkatasana, and every posture has variations. Every posture, many variations. Let's sweep the palms forward. But the value is not the name of the posture. The real value is your breathing. Identifying your strength and stability. How you enter into greater opposition and how you exit. Let's take your hands back to the heart. Come be tall. Empty those shoulders, elbows, wrists, and fingers. Look how easy. Just stand there a moment. Let everything settle. I'd like for you to find an imaginary line from the top of your skull through the body to a point between your feet. And I'd like for you to imagine, like a marionette string, this line is pulled up into the sky. And my feet are rooted into the earth. And that imaginary line is an axis on which we turn. And let your chin and your forehead turn equally. Look how light, look how easy. It can be easier. Good, bring this back to the center. We will operate in our body in 3 planes of movement: earth and sky, east and west, the forward and back, the north and the south. It will be sagittal plane. Let's do a sagittal plane, that north and south. I lift my palms up. I make a little arc. Where can I reach? My hips are forward. I'm going to drop my chin to the chest. I inhale the chin away. I exhale the chin to the chest. One more time, I inhale away. I drop my chin to the chest. My hands reach high into the sky. My feet root down. Can you separate your thumbs and your fingers, straight elbows? Can you release, isolate and release just your fingers? Can you isolate your wrists and release them? Elbows, shoulders, knees. Tilt the hips forward, fold forward. Good morning, Juan. Release that neck down. Empty the spine. Now, what if right here on the ground, your fingertips touch the ground, and you awaken the front line, the top of the foot, this anterior line up through the shin, the kneecap, through the top of the leg, into the hip and the front of the spine. What if in this forward bend, we call Uttanasana, what if you could grip the lowest abdominal muscles and pull them back? What if you could grip pelvic floor muscles and lift through the hips, through the front of the spine? If we can do that, we create a hollow at the top of the legs over which we can tilt a little more deeply. Yes, let's lift the head 3 times. Inhale that head up. Exhale this head down. Inhale the head up. Exhale the head down. One more time, lift the head up. Exhale the head down. What if we bend the knees again? Let the left hand fingertips cup the ground. And the right hand goes on the right hip. What if we could lift the spine long and straighten the right leg? Can you turn and twist over the right shoulder? Can you look up? I'm so happy to see your face, Nicole. It's been too long. Look up into the sky and breathe for 3 and 2 and 1. Revolve it down. Same thing, second side. My right hand makes a cup on the ground. My knees are bent. My left hand goes to the hip. I lengthen my spine. I lengthen my left leg. I revolve to the left. And I breathe right here. Observe your breathing in the posture. Yeah. Every posture is a form for the breathing. Turn your head back down, release back down. Bend your knees deeply, stack your hands on your knees. Let's lift it up into this Utkatasana. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. My heels are down, toes are down. My elbows straighten and lock. My tailbone pulls way back. Good morning. I haven't seen you for a whole season.
Well, I was thinking the same when I saw somebody in the group with their mat walking down here.
Good to see you. The flowers are looking beautiful.
We're going to be watering, but we'll try to be quiet.
Oh, it'll be good. Reach back with these arms. Like you're going to dive into the lake, even though it says no swimming, right? We're reaching back. Breathe right here. 3 big breaths. Fill your heart. Let that breath come in through the nose and release through the nose right now. In through the nose, out through the nose. One more time. Yeah, and then I turn my palms forward. I inhale up, and I'm going to do 3 breaths in the nose, out the mouth. Back to your heart and stand. Beautiful. Empty those arms. Let everything settle. Yeah, let yourself feel what is happening. You are moving life force through the body. You're not just doing an exercise routine. Take a big breath, put your hands on your hips, and we're going to rock. Now, I said 3 planes, right? There are 3 planes of movement. We've worked into our sagittal plane forward and back. This is our coronal plane, our frontal plane. I'd like to observe my ankles and feet gripping. Observe my ankles and hips, my shoulders and my ears, all in the same plane. So I'm not twisting. I'm not rolling a shoulder or bringing a hip forward. Good. Identify this side to side. How far over? Oh yes, the ducks are happy. I'd like for you to identify how far over can you bring your hips. We get stuck in our head. You know, the head and brain is so important to everybody, but it's not the most important thing. Bring it down into the hips, because you know what? Your hips are pretty important. A lot of information in your hips. A lot of life experience. Okay, take it over to one side. How far over can you reach the hips? Can you lift your heart? Can you lift your ear? Can you lift the ear up into the sky? And breathe this big dilation on the outside of your body. Open your hands, palms forward. Yes, breathe it right there. Can you awaken one arm into the sky? Can you breathe? What is the form of your body awakened with breath? My fingertips reach down, my fingertips reach up. Look down at your thumb. Let it breathe. Turn your eyes, look up at your thumb. Let it breathe. Reach the straight elbow long over your head. Now you could stay there, and we are entering crescent moon pose. You could stay there and breathe. If you want more, now be careful, because sometimes we don't even know, but if you want more, reach away. Good work, Nicole. Yes, reach away. Lift in your heart, Juan. Lift the heart up. The exit, I bend my knees, I revolve my shoulders, I reach way out, and I sweep it down back to the center. Yes, back to that Uttanasana. Beautiful. Let's stack the hands on the knees, lift back up, Utkatasana. My knees bend, ankles bend, it's deep, I'm reaching back like I'm about to dive into that lake. I sweep it up, even though there's no swimming. It says no swimming, warning. I don't think I would like to swim in that lake, really. Come back up, empty. Whew. Beautiful. Empty and turn. Come back to the center. Let's continue in this coronal plane. I'm going to the second side. You did one side already. Do the other side. Yeah. Yes. Lift the ear up into the sky. Maintain the plane. How far over can this hip go? The outside of the hip is really the top of that leg bone called the femur. And the edge of that leg bone out there is called the greater trochanter. That point of the hip is out, out, out. Lifting my ear into the sky. I reach my hands down into the ground toward the floor. My palms turn open. I breathe. Yeah. Let yourself breathe full, deep breaths. Explore, you know. We take the breath for granted. So really open, full breaths. Sweep. Reach high, reach low. Turn your eyes, look down at your thumb. Turn your eyes, look up at your thumb. Let it breathe. Now, straight elbow over the top. I'm breathing, and if you want more, both hands away. Lift in your heart. Find this side plane of your body. My exit, I bend my knees, I revolve the shoulder, I reach way out, and I sweep down to the ground. Big breath, exhale, release. Right. Stack your hands on your knees and lift up. Look how fully supported you are in this pose. It's like you're playing center field for a softball team. So I'm bending my knees, I'm bending my ankles, I'm lifting my heart. My jaw is relaxing. Now there are two terms that I will use. One of them is the term to awaken, and one of the terms is to empty. And by awaken, I mean bring your selected attention to a particular body part. So I'll say, awaken the shoulders and the arms. And I'll breathe and I'll bring my arms, I'll direct my arms back, right? And then I'll say empty, and it means to identify that isolated position, say in the shoulders and arms, and to release them. It means to release the nerve action, the engagement of the nerves that activate and that receive information. I will say empty. Now let's awaken those arms into the sky. Breathe into your oppositions, just 3 breaths. Look, you can do anything for 3 breaths, right? Back to your heart and push away. Empty. So far, we've looked at 2 planes of the body. We've looked at the sagittal plane, forward and back. We've looked at this coronal plane, side to side. Let's look at the transverse plane. Good morning, Hannah. Great to see you. I'd like for you to find that central line of balance and make a little turn first. Just make a little easy turn. Look how easy. I will tell you, though, it can become impossible very quickly. Bring it back to the center. I'm going to squeeze my shoulders up one time. I inhale, squeeze tight, squeeze, awaken it, and then exhale, empty the shoulders. Relax the jaw, tongue, throat, and heart. Squeeze up. We'll do this 2 more times. I'm going to squeeze my fists and exhale. Jaw relax. Good. Inhale. Grip and exhale. Beautiful. What if I can keep my shoulders low? I bend my elbows and I pull my elbow behind me. Twisting. Twisting. Transverse plane is our twist. Can you breathe with this? What does that mean to breathe with this movement? Explore what that means, and we'll get into it a little bit. Yes, and release that. We'll come back to those. Bring your feet together. People ask all the time, what is the right breathing? What is the right way to breathe? let's do this. I want you to discover on your own and find your breath. I'd like for you to exhale everything out one time, nose only. Just practice nose so it's clear. Then inhale once. Take your hands, exhale, and touch your knees. Turn the palms, inhale up. We'll do this 3 times. A simple movement. Inhale up, straight up. Exhale, touch the knees. Inhale up. Touch the knees. Inhale it up and release. Empty. Make a little turn. We will do the very same movement, but we are going to reverse the breathing. So, push all of the breath out, nose only. Now, take your hands, inhale forward. Inhale, touch the knees. Exhale up. We'll do 3 times. Inhale forward. Exhale up. Inhale it forward. Exhale up. That's it. So we did the same movement, but the opposite breathing. Were you able to inhale down and exhale up okay? What did you notice? Did you notice a difference, if anything, in how it felt? What did you notice?
Felt more natural to breathe in when you're expanding.
Yes, and that's really basically it. It's easier to inhale when the lungs expand. It's harder to inhale when the lungs volume reduces. It's that simple, okay? And so what does it mean? Just let yourself observe, how do I naturally open? How do I naturally close? How does my breath support that movement? All right? So if you don't know how is my breathing in this pose, in my transition, in how I'm holding, just get back to that, okay? So we kind of demystify a lot of the breathing. The breathing is profound practice, though. All right, so I'm going to separate my feet and I'm going to turn again. And I'm going to make an intuitive breath here, and that means I inhale to the center. I exhale over my shoulder. I'd like for you to get a good twist, shoulders low, elbows low, pull the elbow back 18 times each side. Count 18, 18, 17, 17 like that, 16, 16. We count 1 to each side. Let the eyes turn. I got 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Oh, release that back. Beautiful. Let's try this one. This is just for fun, but it's super great for lymphatic system, circulation. Relaxed elbows, relaxed hands. Like an invisible jump rope, we're hopping. We're going to hop 108 times. Every hop is a breath. Here's 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Release that down, make a little turn. Jaw relax. Whew. Beautiful. Okay, here's one of Kumar's favorite moves. It became one of mine, and it's called a batak. And it's an arm swing where I awaken my arms up and I empty the arms down. I let them lift and release. And on a 4 count, we will bend the knees. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend 1, 2. Bend 2. Like that. You can make it shallow to begin. So I'm making a light knee bend. My feet are close together. I want to give a shout out to Michelle this morning online. Yep, thank you for joining. Now you could continue like this a long time, shallow. Notice the movement supported. What is the breathing here? The intuitive breath here is to inhale the arms back, exhale forward. Beautiful. Okay, so we're making this shallow batak. You could stay shallow. It's good. You do a lot of these, maybe 108, maybe 1,008. Maybe you throw the numbers away and you just keep doing it until you can't do it anymore. But if you want to do the next step, I'm going to tickle my fingertips on the ground. No rush, no rush. Make it easy. And this is our basic practice, is to establish our strength, our balance, our alignment, our wholeness with breathing. That unity. And then with that unity and selected attention, isolated awareness, we move. Effortless. Effortless effort. Inevitably, it's not effortless. It's hard. There's pain. There's limitation. There's resistance. We do not want to force. You wish to identify the resistance with effortless effort. Let's do 3 more. 2. 1. Beautiful. Bravo. If we use the Sanskrit terms, we say sthira, sukha, dukkha. Sthira is the effort, sthira is the stability, the strength, the alignment and balance. You don't have to know the names of these things, but claim the principle as ways of guiding yourself. Sthira is the stability, the strength, the alignment, the balance, the attention together. You can do that. Let's come back and stand. Let's do that right there, just sthira. And you can do this in any posture. Start with the simplest things. We're starting with our standing pose. Samastiti Tadasana. I am grounding my feet. Equal balance, right and left feet. I have several points in each foot. We're not going to get into details today. Just feel, for now, 40% of the weight in my heels, 40% into the balls of the foot, and then 20% in the toes. I take a breath and relax. I'm awakening my feet like roots down into the earth, and my arches lift up through my legs. My legs grip, the muscles around the legs grip and engage. I align my ankles, my hips, my shoulders, and my ears, all in that coronal plane. I engage that root lock and mid lock. So root lock we call mulband, pelvic floor muscles. Activate, awaken, and lift up the front of the spine. Good, good. Lowest abdominal muscles pull back toward the sacrum of the hip. Take a breath. Relax that. We're awakening Sthura in a very simple standing move. Stability, strength, alignment, and balance. Wholeness with breath. Come back again. Feet down, grip, root down, arches lift, root lock, mid lock, activate. Tailbone is down. Equal pressure, right and left feet. I'm breathing from the bottom of my lungs, filling it up and letting it pour out. My spine is long. Now check the length of your spine through the neck, because the spine is that neck too, to the base of the skull. Drop the chin lightly. So I'm not doing this. I'm not making a compression in the back of my neck. I'm lifting the back of my neck tall. Remember that marionette string I asked you to imagine earlier, lifting us up? Yeah, let it lift up through the back of the skull. Breathe it right there. 3 good breaths. Relax the jaw, tongue, throat, and heart. And then empty, relax, and let it turn. Look, all you were doing was standing, but you were activating Sthura, activating that stability and wholeness with your breathing. We want to carry that strength, that security, that confidence in simple postures into greater opposition, using 3 planes of the spinal movement. Good. Bring that back. Let's do this one. This one's a little more challenging, okay? We call teacups. Teacups move, okay? And it's a half squat, okay? I'm going to go like this. My feet start together. I'm going to pull my heels apart. And then I push down in my heels and I put my toes apart. Little light heel down and toes apart. So I'm coming like this with my toes angled out slightly. I suggest being parallel on your mat, being horizontal on your mat rather than long. And I think you'll feel the feet more grounded. Angle your feet, Juan. Toes go out. Yeah, and a little closer together will help you. Yes. So it's a little wider than the shoulders. Good, Nick. You were good when you were horizontal on your mat like that. I think that'll help you. Okay, good. You go however you want to go. I don't want to over adjust. You just feel comfortable. Bend your knees. And so we're going to go here for 90 seconds. Come on, you can do 90 seconds. You can do this, okay? And we want to practice legs parallel with the ground. My feet are grounded, 2. I'm lifted up in my heart. My arms are relaxed. Now, already 15 seconds are gone. If you need to stand up, let it go. There is no shame in standing up. But what we want to practice is intent and strength, and we want to identify the ease by which we enter. We want to identify the limitations, because it is like, oh, it gets uncomfortable. That we call dukkha. The discomforts, the pains, the limitations, the resistance, we call dukkha. The mind gives up far before the body will give up. Yes. Yes. So practice this entrance. Find the ease. Take it down. Last week we did, how many minutes did we do last week? We did like 3.5 minutes last Saturday. 3 minutes? Okay, she said 3 minutes, not 3.5. We have 15 seconds left. You're doing great. Yeah, so just know, I want you to feel what it is, how you enter, how you exit. We've got 10 seconds left, okay? Good. Beautiful, Hannah. Awesome. 2, 1. Beautiful. Stand up. Find the easiest way for you to stand. Yes, make a little turn. Make a little turn. In the Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes, we're up to 4 minutes. Okay, just, this is a simple practice, but not easy. Make a little turn. Feel what's happening. Beautiful. Take the feet together. Balance on one foot. Step the other foot across. Press both feet down beside each other. Flat heels. Push down. Yeah, push down. Push down. Find equal pressure, right and left. Squeeze the legs together. Squeeze those legs together. That's it. Take your hands up. And palms together, straight elbows. Breathe and squeeze. Press. 3 breaths. 2, 1. Relax the arms. This time we're going to crisscross the wrists. Turn the palms back. Reach up high. Squeeze. Breathe 3 good breaths. Nice. I take it down. I unfold. I take the other wrist in front and I grip. It's the opposite lace. And I reach up. Squeeze, press. Make it strong. Activate. Awaken it all for 3 breaths. And then empty. And unbind. Same little set, opposite side. Opposite leg, balance, press the feet down, grip, squeeze. When we bring the legs together, we adduct the legs. Yeah, we're squeezing those legs, we're adducting. I'm going to lift up first, palms up. Press, lift up high. Breathe 3 breaths. Empty the shoulders. Crisscross the wrists. Lace the fingers. Reach it up high. Breathe 3. Press. Squeeze. 2, 1. Unbind. Recross the wrist. Opposite side. Lace the fingers. Reach up high. Just 3 breaths. 3. Press. 2, 1. Unbind. Empty. Make a little turn. Beautiful. All right. Next thing. Take these feet wide. Okay? Not as wide as you can go, but kind of comfortably wide. Okay? I want you to push down. We call Padottanasana. Push down. Can you? Let's take the left foot. I push down in the heel and I revolve. I pivot out on that foot. Good morning. Nice to see you. Every morning, 10 o'clock, right here. Some yoga practice. Let's turn, turn, turn. I'm leveling my hips in my coronal plane. Notice, we begin and those hips are angled. It's easy. But I grip inside. I push down with my feet and I lift. Look, I'm here, sthira. I gather isolated attention. I lift. I carry with effortless effort into a deeper position. Wake up your arms. Both arms equal. Many times we forget about an arm we're not looking at. Let it awaken. That's it. Let's turn our eyes over the pivot foot. Breathe it right there. Just stay there. If you can, squeeze those feet down. Lift up through the legs. Excellent. So my left hand is forward. I take my right hand down to the leg behind me. And I lift my left hand high in the sky. And I breathe it right there for 3 and 2. Can you take this left arm elbow straight over the top behind you and breathe? Breathe just 3. And then sweep it back. Beautiful. Primary side of our triangle pose. You do not have to go super deep to have benefit. It's better to be shallow, carrying your sthura, carrying your strength, balance, and alignment with effortless effort, finding the resistance. Look down now at your hand. Turn your eyes, look up at your hand, at your thumb for 3. Take that long arm over the top. Look how easy, right? No force. You could stay there on your leg. If you want more, you can walk your fingers down, but keep your hips open, keep your arm and elbow straight. You could walk it down. You could walk it down. You could go deeper, but do not force. Your exit, I press the hand. I revolve 2 hands down to this long leg, my elbow straight, my knees straight. I lift up in my heart. Can we get that hollow at the top of the legs in the lower gut? And over that hollow, fold the hips forward, down the leg, and breathe. My exit, I'm going to take my hands down to the mat. I bend my front knee, my back heel, it revolves up. I feel the oppositions here. My left knee forward, my right heel back. Yes, I breathe right there. 3 good breaths. And then I exhale the step. Come back and stand. Hands on your knees, rebuild, easy Utkatasana. And then push the ground away and stand. Beautiful, wide legs. Same thing, second side. I pivot on my right heel. I'm carrying strength, alignment, balance. I'm pushing down in these legs. I'm gathering up. Okay, remember what we did? We brought our hips into that coronal plane. I'm grounded. Oh, it feels really good just to grip that. All right, let's take these arms out. Awaken. I'm going to turn my palms up and look over my pivot foot, my right foot. Now I'm going to reach backwards. My right hand goes high, but my left hand goes down that back leg. Other way, Nicole. Yes, that's it. You're doing it. You're doing it. That's it. Then I'm reaching long over the top. So it's a counter pose we're using to enter the primary pose. And I'm reaching out. I breathe right there for 3. We are in this coronal plane, activating it. Yes, and take it back. We're doing like 3 breath count. Primary triangle pose. Yeah. Easy, simple, not too exotic. Look down at your hand, then turn and look up at your thumb. Right. You can, when you're ready, at the end of your 3 breaths, reach out long and breathe it right there. You could stay there and roll down, but if you want more, you reach the hand. Keep your sthura. Keep your stability, strength, and alignments. If you start bending and getting out of your form, that's too much. You're forcing. The exit, revolve. 2 hands down to the leg. Yes, and the hollow in that lower abdomen, I fold over my leg. My exit, my hands go down to the ground. My back heel revolves. I bend my front knee. I look for the oppositions. That means in 3 planes, my feet are grounded into the earth. The back of my body is lifting into the sky. My front knee pulls me forward north, and my back heel pulls me back south. And finally, I imagine that I could expand my body to the right and to the left. I am simply still in the pose, but with my breath, I'm expanding my body into an imagined space all around me. I take a big breath, and with the exhale, I step. Beautiful. Stack your hands on your knees, push away, and stand up. And release. Make a little turn. Good work. When I see somebody running with such intensity, I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Triangles. You've done a lot of stuff right now. Today, you've observed 3 planes of movement in your body. You've observed primary breathing, this intuitive breathing. You've observed some challenge with your teacups poses. You've observed some new movement with breath in your buttocks. Lie down on your back, tuck your knees, and rock. Say that again.
This is what we came for.
All right, this is what you need, right? Lie down on your back. Take a big breath right there. Tuck your knees up and let one hand go on each knee. Let your feet be symmetric. So let those legs, your symmetries are valuable. I'd like for you to, first of all, your hands on your knees, feel your back flat, shoulder blades down, ribs down. Feel the length of your spine through the lumbar spine, that lower curve. Feel the crest of each hip. Those are called the iliac crest, that kind of elephant ear bone at the back that curves up. Frequently, one side will have greater pressure than the other. So can you observe one side that is heavier, one side lighter? Mm-hmm. If you can identify the lighter side, pull that one straight down into the mat until both sides are equal. Now, it may look like you're doing nothing, but you're engaging sthira. You're identifying your balance and your strength and your alignments. Very beautiful. Now, what if you could rock gently side to side? Let your head turn with your shoulders. Let the knees, spine, head turn together and find your intuitive breath. Feel the line of the earth underneath you, pressing up, massaging into your back. Let your head turn. When we fix our head, then we get stuck in the brain. We get stuck in the commentary. But you are so much more than the brain. You are so much more than the commentary that the brain makes because we think it is important. But your experience, that silent experience, that's really where we live. Good. Bring this back to the center. What if you touch those feet down right by the hips? Yeah. Take your arms wide like a T. Jaw relax. What if you could drift your knees over to the left and simply feel that easy move right there? Revolved stomach posture. Good. Turn your head to the left. Look at that left thumb. Can you draw your knees toward your elbow? And breathe it right there. Let those legs touch down. Let those feet touch down. It's deep in a twist. If there is any restriction, if that right shoulder is off of the mat, modify that right hand to the ribs so there's no force. You can always add on. You can always make it stronger. Yeah. Take a big breath in, feel where you are, then turn your head, isolate your head and neck, look over to this right thumb. Looking good. Can you hear? You can stay there. If you want more, push your legs straight away, out. Good. If you want more, the left hand reaches for your toes. Nice. If you want more, fully turn, revolve the head and neck, eyes on this thumb. Yes. The deepest move will be the head to the right. Now, number one, observe the functional breath in the body. What's happening? What is the shape of the breath in your lungs? I'd like for you to notice how there are restrictions in the lower left, how there are dilations in the upper right lobes of the lung. Yeah. And if you can put your attention on the breath, can you further put your attention on the cycle of the breath? The breath exits in the exhale. When we can exhale no more, then we inhale. And we can inhale no more, and the breath turns around. This is the breath cycle. 4 phases, 4 aspects of the breath, 4 little phases. Inhale and exhale, obvious, but the upper and lower apneas have value. Really nice. Wake up this right arm straight into the sky. How high can you reach into the sky? Way up through the clouds. Look at that big cloud up there. And then roll. Empty your body to the left. And what does it mean to empty the body? Empty the neck. Empty the spine. It's like, say you were flying like some bird and you just crashed like David Bowie into the earth, right? Just let that all fall. Release the neck. Your fingers, elbows, knees and arches. Jaw relax. Good. Now I'm going to go to each of you and just make a little adjustment. Let this release. Look at this. Look at your neck. Yep. Release right here. And look at that. There's an emptiness. Breathe it right there. There's your empty. Look at those good wrists. Good. May I touch lightly on your back? Okay, so what if you could release here and let this go? Just let it, nice. And breathe. We'll work on legs another day. Maybe the other side. You, take a breath. Release right here. Just, let that neck go. Let this fall. See, let this fall. You don't have to hold. Let gravity work. Yes. And now breathe. 3 breaths. Hannah, beautiful. Look at those arches. That's nice, 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 nice. When you're ready, come on to your back. Let's do the same set, second side. We're going to activate it, and then we're going to empty it. You can tuck and rock and kind of clear the chalkboard of the pose, right? Clear your chalkboard of the mind. Rock it back and forth. Bring it back to the center. Let the feet touch down on the mat close to the hips. Arms wide like a T. The knees drift over to the right. The head turns over to the right first. Make everything easy. Yeah, knees to the right, eyes to the right. You know, I didn't ask you before you began if there's any conditions, back, joints, anything. It's usually what I do, but you guys are good, yeah? Okay, good. All right. Can you draw the knees up toward this right elbow? So it's deeper. Yes. Now there are many variations of our revolved stomach pose, but we're just looking at some primary lines. If your left shoulder is having any trouble at all, Then modify that left hand to the left ribs. Can you straighten your legs out to the side? Yeah, you don't have to. Maybe you could even grip your toes. When you're ready, turn your head over to your left thumb. Look how you have entered. You've not merely struck a posture. You are moving, sthura, effortless effort, sukha. Now observe the functional breath. You okay? Okay. Let the breath come in, let the breath go out. Ha. Relax your jaw, your throat, your tongue, and your heart. Ah, yeah, good. Observe the dilation in the upper left lobes, restrictions lower right. Observe the cycle of your breathing. Put your attention on the present moment of your breath cycle. Now, if you want more, deliver into the nadi. Okay, the nadi are those channels of prana, the channels of life force through the body. If you want to identify these, push away in the left heel. If you want to identify, this is next level with breathing. Awaken the channel up the lateral side of this left leg into the hip. And that channel will continue across the hips into the left hip, up the right side of your spine, into the right shoulder. What if you could inhale from the foot, directing your breathing in this invisible channel up the back to the right shoulder, from the right shoulder through the back to the left hand. And then what if you could exhale down from this left thumb? Turn, look over at this left thumb. Exhale down the left thumb through the anterior line of the bicep and brachialis and anterior delt, and through pectorals and intercostals, and down inside this left hip and inside this left knee, the medial line of this left leg, down to the arch and big toe. So that is the pathway of your delivered breath. What if you could inhale from that ridge of the foot all the way up the back line, right shoulder to the left hand, and then exhale down from your thumb, gazing over, down through the body, all the way through that big toe. Take 2 more breaths like that. Relax the jaw. When you're ready, then wake up that left arm straight up into the sky. Stretch it way up, lift it up, and empty the body over to the right. Let your body fall. Let your knees fall. Yeah. Take a big breath. May I press right here? Release here. Release. Yeah. Breathe. Release. 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 Yes. Yes. Survey in your body. Release. Yeah. Breathe it right. Now into that neck. And observe your breathing right there. Beautiful. Good, Brad. That looked nice, Hannah. Everybody looking good. Take 3 more breaths right where you are. Find the easiest way to roll on your stomach. We're going to have to wrap up our yoga shop. We've been going extra today. Roll over onto your stomach when you're ready. Place 2 hands underneath your forehead like this. First crocodile. Put your hands underneath and relax the legs, back, everything, but press your forehead down onto the mat. Increase, press your forehead down onto the back of your hands. Yeah, press down for 3 good breaths. And then release it. So relax your neck and shoulders, but then activate root lock and mid lock, activate your legs. Awaken those legs. Can you squeeze your gluteus muscles of your butt cheeks together? Can you push your heels out and away? Can you make your legs super strong? Yeah, so Juan, activate those legs. Let's lift. Yep, lift both legs up. Yes, you can just breathe 3 breaths. You can do it for 3 breaths. Yes, and then release it down. Beautiful. Reach these arms out long and straight beyond your head. Straight elbows if you can. Okay, we're going to We're not going to do little steps. We're going to do some nice big steps with breathing. Keep the breath flowing. Push down into the mat for 3 breaths, down into the earth. Palms wide, fingers wide, everything touching down. Press. Can you lift both arms and both legs? Nice. Breathe 3 breaths. When you want more, bend your elbows for 3 breaths. When you want more after that, reach the hands straight back, high behind you for 3 breaths. When you want more, lace your fingers together behind you for 3 breaths. When you want more, bend your knees, grip your ankles, lift into your bow for 3 breaths. Now, you don't have to do that. You can just rest it down. Do not force. Remember, you want to identify when you force it and not do that. That is super important for your ability to continue. Empty the body down, roll over onto your back, please. Tuck your knees and rock. Final postures coming up. Let yourself rock. Let your head turn left and right. Yeah. Now, most of our practices out here at the lake are going to be standing, but I saw what was the requests were put in, so we did some mat work too. So come back to the center, touch the feet down. I'd like for you to make one bridge pose. Take your palms down at your side. Feel your back flat. Feel those iliac crests drawing down equally. Shoulder blades are down, ribs are down, back is flat. Then isolate your tailbone. Can you tilt your tailbone only and drop the tailbone down? Just that. Keep your back flat. Don't lift your back up, but just the hip structure tilts up. Inhale and then tilt it down. If you can identify that, you are working the primary muscles responsible for your walking, for your sitting, for all of your upright positions. Everything. So what if you now tilt that tailbone up, press the feet equally in the floor, articulate up through the spine. You got 24 bones of that spine. Lift the chest up to the chin and exhale down. Please inhale up into this bridge, Setyubandhasana. Exhale down. Every pose has many variations. Lifting that chest up to the chin drops down to the chest as you lift the hips up. Do 2 more. And then glide your legs long and straight. Squeeze your legs together. Point your toes away. Keep the legs on the mat. Press your elbows down. Lift up into your fish. Matsyasana. You lift the spine up through the heart. Go on the top of your head. You're lifting your heart up into the sky. Legs are straight. Yes, that's better. That's better. Yes. High. How high can you lift? How high can you go on the top of your head? Squeeze the feet together. Yes. In the nose now. Inhale deeply. Exhale out the mouth. Let's breathe 18 fast breaths like this. Ha, 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 and release it down flat. Palms go up. Rest in your corpse posture. Let your palms turn up. Let the shoulders sink down into the mat. Survey your body. Release the toes. Release the arches, the ankles, the knees. Up the legs into the hips. Release the muscles of your abdominal shell. Release the muscles of your internal abdominal organs. Release up through the length of spine, through the heart, the ribs and lungs, shoulders and neck, out through the elbows, wrists, and fingers. Empty. Empty spine, neck, and the dome of the skull. We have several bones in the skull, and they fit together tightly, and we want to simply relax all of the bones of the skull. The inhale will awaken, the exhale will empty. The inhale can awaken, the exhale can integrate and liberate. Let the palms turn up, jaw relax. What about that mouth and tongue? What about that throat and heart? Exhale. Beautiful. Now, in classical practices, we would begin some breathing. Kumar used to teach breathing practices lying down on your back. The only thing I would like to do today in your breathing is to remind you that you are breathing. We are a breathing creature. You got to breathe. All right? And so often we lock our breathing. You know, I know none of you ever have any stress or no pressures, nothing like that. But in case you did, I'd invite you to check your breathing when you experience any stress. Because you might find that you hold your breathing, or that you reduce and make your breath shallow. Wherever you find resistance, limitation, pain, discomfort, we want to identify that. That's the dukkha. That's what we've been working today. We carry the physical forms off of the mat. We observe our stability, our alignment, our strength, our balance, our breathing. We carry that isolated intent, effortless effort. We identify resistance, pain, limitation. We unlock our breathing and we make our adjustment. Good. Nicole, would you open this page, this book to a random page for us?
Yeah, I was thinking about this as well.
Okay. All right. So she's opened this anthology of quotations. They're yoga quotations from a variety of teachers, and I call them my Book of Wise Guys. It's an anthology by Georg Forstein, Yoga Gems. Okay, so she has chosen a random selection, and this is a passage from one of the great yoga teachers of the 20th century. His name is Mr. Iyengar. He says this to us: the body is my temple, the asanas are my prayers. While practicing asanas, learn the art of adjustment. When your posture is imbalanced, your practice is physical. The balanced asanas lead to spiritual practice. Just as a goldsmith weighs gold, learn to adjust your body so that it is perfectly balanced. Just as pearls are held on a thread, hold your limbs on the thread of intelligence. The ethical discipline of the asana is to extend correctly, evenly, and to the maximum. The brain is the hardest part of the body to adjust in the asanas. If the brain is silent but attentive while performing asanas, your practice is nonviolent. Please stretch your own stretch. Wake up your fingers and your toes. Wake up your arms and your knees, your elbows, your shoulders. You're breathing down low. Imagine you could breathe low into the bottom of the lungs. Let them fill up from the bottom to the top. Let it pour out. Then roll on your side. Find an easy way to stand. I mean, truly, explore. We take standing for granted. But find an easy way to stand. Plant your feet, 3 breaths, and we are concluded. Inhale up, exhale wide. Inhale over the mat, make a fist. Hold it right there. Hold your breath in, and 9 times. Through the mouth, we exhale. Inhale wide. Back to your heart. That concludes our asanas. I want to thank everybody here. I want to thank everybody here. I want to thank everybody there, everybody here. See you this week. Namaste.